Stop jamming sprint blades. You can max them for free. Most players waste gems, but the season pass hand you a spring blades over time. I will show you why the seasonal pass is better and how to maneuver between the different cavalry artifacts, because I'm going to be honest, cavalry in Call of Dragons are way better from point of artifacts from any troop existing in the Call of Dragons. So first thing, I'm going to start with the Titan Legacy. This is how this event is called, and inside in the Titan Legacy you're going to have different artifacts. One of the nice artifacts I can say for any troops is Phoenix Eye, Shadow Blades, also Dragon Scale Armor. Maybe the people don't understand quite well this artifact, but this one is also giving a shield for the troops around you, which is very nice. And we have Spring Blades. So from here you can see that we have 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, 2 marksman artifacts and 2 mage artifacts. So this is the best place where you can get a Spring Blades, and this artifact is absolutely crazy, doing crazy amount of damage. So this is the place where you're going to get your Spring Blades for the cavalry main. Now obviously we have also Sorwan Blade here. Don't get me wrong, this is also very nice artifact, and also is helping you to build your synergy between your cavalry marches, since it's giving Legion march speed. But what is the trick here and how to maneuver which artifact to go where? If you go in the normal pool, this is artifact draws, you're going to see that you have a probability and also artifacts here. One of the artifacts is Kingslayer. I think this artifact is back in the days in the season 1, that was the best artifact. If you see some big pink number on the field, most likely we're talking about Royal Punishment and we're talking about the Kingslayer. Is doing diffused damage up to 5 Legion, is having direct execution, which is if the Legion is under 10% will be immediately defeated. So this is the other artifact for the cavalry. So you have 2 very nice artifacts from the strongest from the Titan Legacy, and you have 3rd artifact for the normal draws that is extremely good for the cavalry. I cannot say same for the mage one. I mean, Phoenix Eye is nice, but let's talk about the other one, Tear of Arbonne. I don't use this artifact. And Staff of Propert, this is an artifact for completely different gameplay. So how to prioritize your artifact if you want to switch to cavalry, or at least how I'm going to do and what I'm thinking, because I plan to run like 3 cavalry marches. It's not going to be something crazy. Most likely it's going to be 5-1-1-1, the majority of my cavalry. But this is the strategy if I can bring back the time, because right now from point of artifacts I have Kingslayer, that's level 5. This bad boy is level 5. I have Sorwan Blade, which is level 5. And I have Spring Blades that are level 1. Now, Spring Blades is going to be an artifact that I'm going to focus my Titan Legacy. Right now I'm going to... I think I have like 2 more levels till I hit level 60, and this bad boy is going to become level 2. So what is the strategy? For the Titan Legacy, always go with the Spring Blades. Not because this is the best artifact here, which obviously is, but you'll not have opportunity for the normal draws to actually get them. So this is a place where you're going to get your Spring Blades. It's going to cost you like 5 seasons till you max this artifact, but 1 season is like 2 months, so 5 seasons is 10 months. It's like 1 year. It's like 1 year. But sometimes in the Forge of Light you may get lucky and get the Spring Blades there. But if you want to be if you want to have a path how to get the artifacts, this is the way. Not going for Sorwan Blade. From there, strongly depend what is going to be the work in the artifact draw. From here you can get Kingslayer or Sorwan Blade. Now, if you get some extra lucky, and you can go and maybe add the artifact throwback, or some event when you can hand pick the artifact you're looking for, just pick the most rare one. And in our case, by rarity, on the first place is going to be Spring Blades. On the second place, I can say is going to be Kingslayer, because Kingslayer is not in the Titan Legacy. So if you get lucky and you finish your Spring Blades faster, you're going to have opportunity from the Titan Legacy to get Sorwan Blade, but you're not going to be able to get a Kingslayer. So on the second by rarity, I can actually put the Kingslayer. And finally is going to be Sorwan Blade, because there's basically two places where you can get your Sorwan Blade. And maybe a couple words why I really like Titan Legacy. And the first thing is the best pass from ratio what you're going to get in return for your money. And funny enough, the most important thing there is not actually from point of rewards to get some 15 generational 4 tokens, 1 extra, so we're talking about 18 here, getting some Forge of Artifact keys. The most important thing here is with no extra resources, you can get an artifact, a good artifact, for free just by finishing Titan Legacy. And I think the majority of the people know how hard it is to get an artifact from the Forge of Light. It's extremely hard. Also from the normal artifacts, it's very hard to get an artifact there. So here you can get for free an artifact. Some of the artifacts is not even in the normal artifact draw. As I point out, this is Spring Blades. Also, I think Dragon Scale Armor is not there. If I check again, because I'm not like 100% sure. Yeah, it's also not here. And in the same time, it's giving a shield, so it's pretty nice artifact. I was actually surprised when I saw this change in Call of Dragons back in the days, because this is not something new. I mean, it's not from this season, those rewards, but I find extremely valuable, and I'm so happy that actually Call of Dragons make this change and they put 1 extra artifact for each of the troops, and making the things one idea more easy to get the artifacts. We're not talking about the example artifacts. Even for example, even if you have everything maxed here, you're still going to need these artifacts for the example if you open the example. So I think from point of value, this is one of the best packs you can get in Call of Dragons. Now obviously is coming the question where to spend your gems. If you have like 3 artifacts already predefined and you have a path how to get them, which artifact is going to fit very nice for your cavalry? And I think so far one of the best artifacts in Call of Dragons for the cavalry is Wolf Howl Horn. So if you want to still go in the Forge of Light, I think this artifact is doing, first of all, crazy amount of damage. Also, it's durable for 2 seconds, cannot move, launch normal attack or cast rage skill. It's basically a stun, let's say it like this. On top of that, when the cavalry hero commander casts a rage skill, damage target legion get bleeding. This is extra. There is a reason the game actually put here Urak, because Urak is doing AoE damage, which is absolutely crazy for this combo. Effect can be triggered once every 90 seconds, so it's not actually depending over the execution of this artifact, but 1 minute and 30 seconds is basically 90 seconds. So you're going to, the moment you execute this artifact is going to be the moment you're going to do this thing with the spell. Obviously it's going to be some delay, because when you execute your artifact, your hero may be at the middle of rage regeneration. Even though the cavalry are the troop that rage regeneration the faster from everybody, still I think this is maybe the place you can continue with your cavalry artifact. And like this, you only go for 1 Forge of Light for 1 artifact, and you have planned 4 artifacts for your cavalry. It's absolutely crazy how the game makes so easy for the cavalry. As a mage main, I'm little envy, but it is what it is. Cavalry have their minuses. Maybe I'm going to make a video about this. So don't forget to like the video, also subscribe if you're new to this channel. Let me know what you think over the artifacts. Is it the cavalry have it one idea more easy, just because they can get extremely powerful artifact that easy from the normal draws, from the Titan Legacy, and etc. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading everything. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.